Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the HGUC Jagd Doga from Chars Counter. This kit I actually bought for curiosity. I'm not like a huge big fan of the Jagd Doga itself, but considering its age, its quality looked very good, and I was really curious on how the structure was, and especially on some builds on certain parts. So that's why I decided to get this. Also, those who are watching, there's another version that's available, which is the red version, also called as the Quest version. It's technically the same build, but with minor differences, such as having instead of having this antenna thing, it doesn't have one, but rather has a horn. Instead of having a beam rifle, it actually has a like a Gatling gun type weapon. Okay, so beyond that, let's get on to the review. Now, currently I'm making this in the morning because I am going to be busy, because today is the release date of the HGUC F-Reach tonight, so that's why I'm making this video early. So, of course, what you get, of course, is the Jagd Doga itself. You get a shield, you get a beam rifle. Technically, it's a beam rifle with a grenade launcher on it. You get some leftover polycaps, as usual. Beyond that, you get some stickers. As you can see, I did not use most of them. The only one I used was the pink mono eye, and then the rest I did not use. I will indicate where these are supposed to go, and I'll also mention why I didn't use them. Beyond that, you get 3 hands, one being trigger finger that's currently being used, and you get 2 multi-purpose hands for each hand. And then let's see, you get this small piece, which is for the beam Saber handle, which is actually stored inside the side skirt of the kit, so that I will mention later. And then you get 2 beam saber effects, despite you only get 1 beam saber effect. And this is the first time that I'm actually seeing, besides the Jagd that does this, you get 2 beam saber effects, but one being shorter than the other. So yeah, I find that interesting, but I will be only demonstrating with the shorter one. And then you get this straw, plastic line / straw thing, which is kind of flexible. You can actually bend it. This is for the funnels. This is actually one of those kits that actually gives you funnel effects for these, and you get 6 of these funnels, just in case you didn't know. Like here, yeah, you get 6 of them. So these are funnel effects, but they're not the best effects, but it's really nice that they did include this in. Okay, now let's get on to the review. Once again, this is kind of old, but still has excellent qualities that you don't really see in modern grade, high grades as well. So let's start with the head. The head, probably, I personally find the Jagd Doga's head pretty interesting, because I know the concept that it's supposed to look like some sort of beak of an eagle. So as you can see, I use the mono eye sticker there, and then another sticker that you're supposed to use is those eagle eye stickers that goes onto the top. I did not use them on purpose because they just look too silly for my taste, so that's why I did so. And if you want to do so, you can actually take off the front yellow part, if hopefully I can. Let me demonstrate. There we go. You can actually move the mono eye if you want to do so. It's kind of a chore, so you want to, just put it on one side and never move it again. And for the articulation, as you just saw, it can go up that much. That is brilliant. That's just so brilliant. And then down that much, which doesn't really make a big difference. And then 360, technically possible, but you need to work your way around. And they're all connected. The main head is connected to a ball joint that's on top of the neck plastic piece. Now let's look at the body. There's nothing too special going on the body. I do love those some sort of metallic feeling cables on the body. It doesn't have any ab crunch because the main because it's connected to a peg, and then so you can technically go 360 if you wish to do so. And there goes the shield. And yeah, the shield is the main only issue I'm having, which I will mention later. So that's that. Now let's look at the arm. I'm actually glad the shield popped off. The arm, it can go about 90 degrees, but because of how it looks like it's going more than 90 degrees, so that's actually a good effect. And then the hands are your typical ball jointed hands, and then you have your typical 360 twist on the arms. For the shoulder movement, how should I say? technically you're supposed to move, but technically this is on there's a main peg coming out from the main body, so for some reason there's not much movement going on. Yeah, even though you were able to move, there's not much movement you can actually do, so that's kind of a downside. Also, the main holders for the funnels, they're just, you know, okay, they're just connected to a ball joint to the main shoulder, so yeah, you can rotate them around, you can fiddle them around if you want to do so. And these funnels are they're not single pieces, three are connected to one gigantic piece, and you have the pegs that goes on there. Okay, come on. They are a very firm connection for some reason, so yeah, that's a good downside. And you get these like inner detail frames, which is a very nice kit. Just to mention that this kit actually has a full entire like inner frame. Okay, maybe minus the feet, but it has a whole entire inner frame. I can't show you now, but that's how good the quality is, which I'm really surprised. Okay, for the arms itself, it can go about that much because this part is blocking. I mean, if you can work your way around, you can move a little bit more, but that's as far as you go. Okay, now for the front skirt, or waist section. The waist section, once again, nothing too special going on. Pretty bland looking front skirt. They come in already separate pieces and ball joints, so no need to worry on like cutting them or separating them, yada yada. The side skirts don't move that much, but because of the design, and they have these thrusters, and you can only store the beam saber on this side. You know what? Let's see if I can actually take it out right now. Come on. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. There we go. As you can see, we have the beam saber here. I'm actually at this point, I'm kind of curious on how they pull off the beam saber or take out the beam saber from the side skirts. So, since I'm holding the beam saber, that small piece that looks like this goes on to this part. And yeah, I believe this is supposed to work as a combat knife. That's like if there's enemies too close, they use these, or just for protecting the hands of the mobile suit as well. Yeah, I think this is the correct position. Okay. Now we saw the side skirts. The back skirt does not move at all, and I forgot to mention the backpack. The backpack is just pretty simple. Just snap two pieces together and add some polycap inside and thrusters. That's pretty much it. The thrusters do move a little bit, but not too much. These are actually connected to pegs, not ball joints. This one's just a peg as well. The front, as I mentioned, the back skirt does not move. Let's look at the legs now. Overall, one thing to mention, all these yellow you see are supposed to be gold, as far as I know. Even looking at the box, if you see the instruction manual, everything's cold. Every yellow is colored in gold color, so yeah. I think I actually prefer this without the gold. It could be just me. Okay, the legs. It may look like it has a side swivel, but no, that's just the illusion. It does not have a side swivel. It's just connected to a ball joint right there. So you do have your typical normal high-grade movement. And then the legs can go front about 90 degrees despite that big-ass leg. And then about a 90-degree bend with your typical, ball jointed feet. And there's another thruster down there. Okay, now we've seen like the basics of the kit or the mobile suit. Now let's look at its equipment. Now once again, since it's already holding its rifle, let me just get on with it. The rifle. Nothing too special. If you play the games, and especially in this time, Gundam Versus you can actually play the Jagd Doga, and I'm really excited for that. That's why I'm trying to buy a PlayStation 4 soon, and you guys will be able to see me play games soon. Nothing too special. There's no clear piece. There's no sticker that goes on the beam rifle. Just snap two pieces together, add a few parts, and there you go. So that's that. However, holding the beam rifle is kind of tricky. The trigger finger holds in perfectly. There's a peg and hold system going on the trigger hand, so no need to worry. It's a very firm connection. Holding the beam rifle, it has to go down. The stock has to go down or below the main shoulder, or around the armpit, or whatever you call those. So you can't hold it like straight. It does not allow you to do that. So it's kind of stiff around here. Okay, since it's like this, I'm gonna take it off. I'll do the shield last. Let's look at the beam saber. Once again, being a beam saber, if you build a kit, you should know how this works. If not, oh well. You just need to plug it in, and there you go. You have the beam saber. As far as I know, when it comes to color accuracy, of course the blade should be silver, and this thing should not be entirely black. But some coloring should, fix the problem. For the hand, I think you can technically force your way in. No, it doesn't. Sadly, you have to take off the hand entirely, which I really hate doing, to be honest. That's why I really like mobile suits that has like those straight beam saber designs, so you can just slide it in rather than having a weird ass design. I am going to have so much fun when I get the bar Ireland. I sold it. So there you go. You have the beam saber. It doesn't fall off. Not too jiggly. Just hold it, and there you go. You have a beam saber. Nothing too special, but I do like the extra blade here, or combat knife, does give it a very entire vibe. And now let's get the shield. The shield, as I mentioned, was the only issue. On the main center of the shield, you have to put that sticker of the Zeon symbol, or Neo Zeon symbol. And I did not do that. I actually used my metallic golden Gundam marker to color this around. I think I should panel line the outlines of the gold because I think it's being too much, bling. But yeah, the only issue is that there's only one peg, and then there's only one hole on each arm. You just have to peg it in. However, the problem is that this thing gets in the way too much. So you can barely you barely have space to hold it in. And in the manual, there's like poses of this guy holding the shield up front, like the Gyan. Like for the Gyan, you can actually hold the shield like this, because this is also a weapon itself. So that is the only issue I'm having. I actually hope the kit would have come with some sort of shield connector like the Jagds, but okay, well, I guess you can't have like everything perfect. Okay, now finally let's look at the funnels. Once again, for the funnel effect, you just pull them out, and then you have these 3 holes. And then you get, as I mentioned, you have to divide these in 3. Each is 20 centimeters, so you can do 2 7 centimeters and 1 6 centimeter if you want to do so, or any way you want. I just try to even them out as much as possible. So what you can do is just plug them. You can plug the other end with the funnel, and then plug the, rest into the kit itself, and you can actually make it look like it's flying off to shoot some nukes, if you guys get my reference. So yeah, that's something you can do. Sadly, you can only attach it onto the back rather than the side. If you could actually attach it onto the side, that would be actually a really better option. But I'm not complaining. I'm just glad they gave this effect. Anyway, that was pretty much it for the review of the HGUC Jagd Doga. Once again, I can recommend this to anybody, even for a first-timer, or this would make a really great kit for first-timers to get into Gunpla. Of course, their standards would be way higher than usual, but yeah, I would recommend this to pretty much anybody, especially Zeon fans or Chars Counter fans. Alright, once again, thank you for watching. This was the review of the HGUC Jagd Doga. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out of, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!